Hey guys, it's Megan, and today I'm going to be doing the remake tag. This was inspired by xoxRufus, so make sure after you watch my video, you go and check out her channel. So let's get started. So before I begin, I wanted to let you guys know that some of the old charms that I will be showing you are made out of polymer clay, and some of them are made out of air dry clay. And this is because when I started out with clay, I started out with air dry clay, so I just wanted to let you guys know that. Let's go. So my first two charms are these macaroons, and obviously they're both made out of polymer clay. And so the first one, okay, so this one's definitely messy. It's way too big. It doesn't have much texture. Like, it does, but it's not in the right areas, and the seam is just and then the top, it's not very smooth. You guys can't really, I'm not sure if you guys can tell, but there are little cracks in the top, and the coloration is not completely mixed. As you can see, there's like a little blue stripe. And then on this one, I used a lot more translucent in the clay. The icing looks more realistic. It's definitely smaller, and yeah, I just like it a whole bunch more. And it's more textured too. It's like textured in the right way. These next two charms, I have these burgers, and I mean, this one is the first one I made. It's not really bad, but it's just not my style. I don't like how the bun is almost the same color as the cheese, really. It's not bad, but I thought I could do better, so when I remade it, it looked like this. And it definitely looks more realistic. The only thing I would do better is that the sesame seeds, they're too translucent in my opinion. I would definitely make them more of a white so you can see them better. But I like both of them, so it really depends on your liking. Next I have these two toasters, and this is the first one. And I really don't think it turned out that bad, except for the bread doesn't really look like bread. It's all one color, but it looks like a good kawaii charm in my opinion. It's just too big. And this one's air dry clay. And then this one was my remake. It's a lot smaller, and instead of having a kawaii face, it's got like the little push down buttons, and the toast is shaded, so it does look more realistic. It's also textured. So again, it really depends which one you like better to really choose. But yeah. Next, I have these two bread baskets, and these were not my original idea. I saw this in a YouTube video a while back. I'm sorry, I don't remember who did it. But yeah, so don't give me credit for this. It's just this bear, or Rilakkuma bread basket, and it's got a baguette and then a Rilakkuma head as a piece of bread, and it's in a basket. This one's made out of air dry clay. It's definitely too big in my opinion, and then the ribbon, it's just like the wrong, I don't know, it just doesn't look like a ribbon because I tried to add more clay on top and it just looked messy in my opinion. And the basket, it's kind of messy. I can also see scrap clay in the back. But when I remade it, it looked like this. It's definitely smaller. I like the texture a lot better. It's neater. The only thing that I liked better about this other one was that the bear head stood out. This one, it's hard to tell where the real Rilakkuma is. I mean, if you look straight at it, you might not be able to find it unless you kept looking. This one's obvious. So I'm not sure which one I like better. And also the string. The string is made out of embroidery floss. Next, I have these two cookies, and I think you guys can tell what looks better. Here's my old one. It's made out of air dry clay, and it's so bad. It's got just one color of clay and it's squished down. It has no texture or shading, although I do like the color of clay, but there's no shading. I definitely overloaded the chocolate chips. In real life, I think there can never be too much chocolate, but this has too much chocolate chips. And my remake, although it's bigger, it definitely looks more like a cookie in my opinion. Here it's made out of polymer clay. So yeah, I think it's better. Oops. Okay. And then lastly, I have these two pretzels. Okay, so here's my old one. I'll show you guys this one. It's way too big again, as most of my charms were. The back is really messy, and you can see the eye pin, and almost all of the air dry clay charms that I made had paperclip eye pins, so again, it doesn't look very good. It's rusty. The chocolate sauce was made out of like glaze, glue, and paint mixed together, so it's too dark. And then the sprinkles are kind of dirty and they're too big as well, so it's not my favorite. But here's the remake, which looks like this. It's a lot smaller, it's made out of polymer clay, and I think the chocolate looks a lot more realistic because it's not as dark. My goal for this one was trying to make it, like my first one was trying to make it darker in the beginning because the clay was so dark I wanted it to stand out, and that just made the chocolate like almost black. So this definitely looks more realistic. It's textured and shaded, and again, as I told you before, you can see the eye pin on the back of this one. So what I did to fix that one was I just made the pretzel like kind of like a cabochon first. I baked it, and then I glued the eye pin to the back and used tissue paper on the back to make it look like a little wrapper, and it stayed in place, and it definitely looks more professional than trying to squish the eye pin in a really thin surface. So that's how I make like some of my charms really small, and I am in love with it. So this was just a couple of the charms here. I didn't make that many for this tag, but I hope you guys enjoyed it anyway, and I will see you guys on the next video. Bye!